Greetings, this is Ron.
Hello, this is Felonious. This is the 10th episode of Chapping.
This is a show in which two chaps get together, we each bring a random mystery topic to share, and just find out what the other person's point of view is.
Absolutely, and this time I think it's your turn to start, Ron.
It is. We are back in the groove of chapping, and I have sort of an open-ended question related to something that I think is near and dear to both of our hearts, and that is choose your own adventure books.
Oh.
So tell me about what are your experiences with choose your own adventure books?
Oh dear. Well, I didn't get into them until I was buying my first role-playing game, and that was, of course, Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry to say, of course, but that's how it is. And pretty close to that, I came across something called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, and it was a book, and I have no idea what that was. So I opened it up, and it was several pages and numbers, and suddenly go to page. Oh, this is cool! And I was starting to go through it, and I died on page 5. But I have played a lot. There was something that I don't know what you called it, but it was like Lonely Falcon or something like that. Well, I'm not totally sure, but it was a series of books where you, as the lonesome guy, ranger of sort, are going through a whole bunch of political events in your country and other countries and all that. And if you survived, you didn't really know if you survived right or wrong. You just survived. And you could, of course, get killed. And that was something that I sat with for days on end. But nowadays, not as much. But I love them. I totally love them.
Yeah, I remember the first choose your own adventure books, and we used to get this flyer at school where it was like called a book fair, where you could, order one or two books every couple months, and then you go to the library and you see all the different things. And we used to just wait for the next choose your own adventure book to come out.
Yeah. You had it as a series. I just popped in on second hands and stuff to get them because I was too old. I don't think we had those ones until Dungeons and Dragons hit the market here in Sweden. Europe might have had it.
Yeah, at some point they came out with Ian Jackson and Steve Livingston's Fighting Fantasy game books. Did you have those?
No, I didn't have them. However, I did buy some of their magazines.
Okay.
Because they seemed similar, and they were in English, so I knew these ones were original. All the translations weren't that 100%. I could feel that.
Yeah,
yes.
These were similar choose your own adventure books where you'd read a story. You'd read a paragraph or a page, and it would say, if you do this, turn to page 5. If you do this. And these, you would actually have a little character sheet, and you'd roll dice.
Yeah.
And you could actually have a little bit of combat, and then if you win, go to this page. If you lose, go to that page.
Exactly. Well, it was fun.
And they were all different genres: fantasy, superhero.
A lot of horror.
Yeah.
Or horror-like. It was a lot of... what's this guy's name again? Totally forgot. Call of Cthulhu style.
Oh, H.P. Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft, yes. Some of those that I found, and I don't like them. I didn't like them then, and I really don't like them now either. So you could get whatever you wanted, and I just wanted to have a clean, open-air adventure style.
Yeah,
Why need this?
It's really interesting to me. We've done a lot of Minecraft where we make our own adventures and maps, and I've just always so intrigued by this concept of giving your player a choice to make and choosing their own adventure. And I'm always trying to like replicate this simple book with a simple choice in these games that I was creating.
Oh yeah.
When you think about the technology of video games being so wide open, and yet I'm sitting here trying to recapture the simplicity of like a text-based simple choice: go north or go south.
Oh yeah, that old series. Oh yes, that was cool.
It's I don't know why. I don't know why that made such an impression on me. But the choose your own adventure books, just saying choose your own adventure makes me feel like excited.
Yes, and we have all both been playing. It was Jaga's mom who made one in Minecraft, where you could be princess or astronaut and all that. That was a very good twist on the choosing your own adventure one.
Yeah, I really like the simplicity of like almost like a still scene, image with some narrative and then a choice and then another scene.
And that could be choices that which actually made you you didn't actually know which one to choose because you wanted to do the right thing or the wrong thing.
Yes.
We've been talking about the right and the wrong thing before. And this was going, I want to be the evil one, so I go the wrong way. And that seemed to be the right way. And suddenly I was the hero. That's cool. That's so cool to have that twist. By the way, the lonely thingy, Lone Wolf by Joe Deaver.
Okay, I'm gonna look those up.
Yep, absolutely. The series of Magnamund and the Magna Kai and the Kai series, and then we have the Grandmaster series. Lone Wolf 13 has the name of Plague Lords of Ruel.
Oh,
There is like 33 different types of books. And you can play them one as a standoff if you want to, but you can also have your character go through all the books and thereby going up. It's leveling up. But it feels like when I played the first 11. I actually have 11 of them. It felt like we are doing this again and again and again because it was more or less the same thing. But you have to have a dice, and you do have a character sheet, and you have some magic. That is cool. That was my real first time I was going into magic. Lone Wolf by Joe Deaver and Gary Chalk.
Nice. Did you do the thing where you would keep your thumb in the page when you make the choice? So if you
in the beginning, yes,
get killed,
in the beginning, and then I was really feeling like, oh man, am I cheating? Because that is cheating. But I did that in the beginning. Yes.
You think of it as just keeping a save file before you go into a boss battle.
Yeah, exactly. Way too many computers in my brain. But the fighting fantasies has actually hit the computer games as well. You can do those old books. I found them on Steam, so you can do your own fighting fantasies back again. If you don't own the books, you can do it on computer. But I can tell you one thing: they are boring. You first of all, you cannot keep your thumb down. You can't go back because once you have decided, you are going the right way. And it feels like some sort of, I don't know, it feels like you're doing a hastier version, because when I was reading these books, I was actually reading every option. I was thinking of every option.
Yeah.
When I was fighting I was doing one of these fighting fantasies on online or as a game, I was just point, click, 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 click. I just did the decisions without even reading the whole line. I just did it. And I died. Okay. Yeah, but you can just restart it. Within 5 minutes, you have restarted like 6 or 7 times. Because it's no big deal. But when you're reading the book, you have to go and search the page every time. In a computer game, they just search it for you. You just click, 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 and then okay, it can go well. Now I know that when I get to that page, I just click the other one, and then I go. It's not the same thing. It's really a book is always a book.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Well, we both like them. It's hard to do one yourself. I have tried.
I think I've tried writing some. One of my best friends when I was young wrote one, and he submitted it to something called the Young Authors Contest.
Okay.
And he won for our school. And then he basically went through a couple levels and got to the state level.
All right.
So all the kids in the state who joined the Young Authors Contest, and he came in second place.
That's good.
It was a story. In fact, it kind of reminded me of Jay Gazmom's astronaut one. It was about it was about a guy going on a space shuttle and
doing time travels.
Yeah, this was probably like, very, very early second, third grade, something like that. So
yeah,
it was a big deal. I was so happy when my friend won that competition.
Well, I would too. But as I said, I tried once and it didn't. But I did also put in the Dungeons and Dragons rules into it, and that was a bit over the top. Right. Should we change? Now we are going to change topic totally. I'm going to discuss, talk about cereals or sugar cereals. We are talking breakfast here.
Okay.
Well, let me take you on the background, because I feel like we are having similar things going on in our countries. In Sweden, we have a lot of debate around sugar for kids. There are some scientists complaining about there's too much sugar in stuff, and probably there is. When I was a kid, it wasn't so much sugar, but there was some stuff that was coloring our candy and, well, most of our food, actually. When we get some food nowadays, it's dreary, it's gray, and even the candy doesn't look like candy. But they are getting there. They are getting redder and yellower and all that.
Like
but
red number 5 and yellow something.
Yeah, something
outlawed,
like
right?
that. Yeah, there was so many numbers, but we didn't bother. We just ate, and they also had better flavors back then. Or is it just my tongue? I don't know. But the companies that was doing all these stuff, when they couldn't do the coloring stuff and the flavoring stuff that way, they suddenly added sugar. And they added sugar to everything. When you get a thing today, we have something called Declaration of Value or something like that. I'm not totally sure what you call it. On the package, you have what it contains.
Yes. Okay. Yep. Nutrition facts.
Thank you. Well, that exactly. We had that back in the 70s already, and I didn't read them then. But I do read them now. And one of the things that I like to eat is cereals. I like cereals. I like just plain old cornflakes. Wherever the brand is, I don't really bother. Or did, I should say. Because suddenly I just took a package and just look at these nutrition facts. And most of all, the sugar level.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to 30% sugar per 100 grams, you really know that 30%, well, I'm a mathematics, I know that this is a lot. You're making things that I should eat that has mostly sugar in it. I don't know if there has anything else, but it feels like. But that was what you had. I don't know if you have the same thing back in States.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely a shift towards more advertising and making of cereals with less sugar,
Okay.
and the healthy, quote unquote healthy cereals are advertising that they don't have the sugars. And then there's other cereals like Lucky Charms that are just like, hey, come and eat a face full of marshmallows. And it's it's I grew up on sugar cereals,
Me
and
too.
every cartoon, arcade game,
Yes.
any sort of Star Wars cereal, Super Mario Brothers cereal, Donkey Kong cereal, I had to have it because it was the brand. And
Yes.
but
Absolutely.
I would eat even today. I eat whatever cereals here. I eat
You
non-sugar.
don't go and pick one because
No,
of the sugar level.
no, I eat the sugar ones like no problem. I eat the non. I enjoy the mini wheats without extra sugar, or the, like you said, plain corn flakes, just as good, just as sweet, but definitely a cereal person.
Yes. Do you know which is the top one in the United States, or at least were last year?
No, I have no idea.
You see, you don't bother, right? Uh-uh.
Do you
Well,
know?
I did. I was the same as you, but nowadays I don't eat frosted flakes.
So I like Frosted Flakes. See, okay, certain cereals, to me, when you say a cereal, it is tied to some sort of childhood memory.
Yes,
So
well, frosted flakes are the same to me. That was the Sunday of my life when you got frosted flakes for breakfast. I mean, I was actually thanking my mom several times because I would have a very nice breakfast and I would sit down and enjoy them. I only got one bowl, but still, that was something extraordinary.
yeah, Frosted Flakes was the cereal, was Kevin's cereal. When I'd sleep over at Kevin's house, he'd have a bowl of Frosted Flakes before bed and a bowl of Frosted Flakes in the morning. And Cookie Crisp was Jeff's cereal. Golden
Okay.
Grams was the cereal that I had when I slept over at my grandma Valentine's house. Like each cereal has a certain person that I think of related to that
Yeah.
cereal.
I'm looking for in this 50. We had something that I think you also had, but you said Cocoa Puffs. Yes,
Yeah, we had Cocoa Puffs. Yep.
that's 11th. We had some. We don't party pops or something like that. But I'm not totally sure that you had them. They
Not by
were
that
just
name.
honey covered stuff.
We had honeycomb, and
Honeycomb, yes.
we
14th.
had there was one with a frog, Sugar Smacks, I think it was called, and it was like honey coated.
Sugar. Hold it. Sugar. They even had. Oh yes, you have Super Sugar Crisp. That's
Oh
one
yeah.
of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I mean, back when I was growing up, like we had the whole food pyramid, and you should have this much grain
Yes.
and this much fruit
Oh yeah.
and this much steak or meat, protein. But I don't ever remember them really saying you shouldn't have this or you shouldn't have that until, like high school, suddenly health conscious.
Yes, but
Everything.
this is actually now we are going towards my point. When we were kids, I think that this was a nice, good level for us because we were blowing energy like nothing else. I mean, there's not even a steam locomotive that can blow as much energy as a kid on some good carbs. That's totally true. And nowadays, they are going out warning that the kids are getting fat because of the sugar. And I'm not really into that. I'm not a scientist, I won't say that. But it doesn't feel like they are warning for the correct things. Because I've also found that they have added sugar in all our food products.
Oh yeah.
Everything that you are buying that are half made or everything, they are adding sugar without any really necessary. I mean, if you have like a sausage, you have sugar in the sausage. Why? Because it's made of meat. You don't need any extra sugar, but it's tasting better.
Yep.
They also add salt, but salt is actually something that keep it more fresh, so I'm not bothered with that.
Well,
But
salt.
they are trying to get us to eat less salt.
No, salt is ridiculous. A couple years ago, I had a health issue, and the doctor said, the biggest thing is the salt you have to look out for. So I started looking at the labels when I do my grocery shopping,
Yeah.
and you would not believe how much salt is in
Then it's time for me to
everything.
check that the
Oh my
next time.
goodness. Yeah, and there are wonderfully tasty things right
Yeah.
next to the other thing, and you look at the salt. One has 90 milligrams of salt, one has 450 milligrams, and
Yeah.
it's pretty amazing how much I just never realized that I
No.
was ingesting.
And when you get it home and you eat it, you don't really feel the difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
The sugar is easy because you feel like these are dry, they are not giving me anything, and they don't taste like anything. I mean, if I get cornflakes home that has nothing or almost next to nothing in sugar, I feel like these are just dry and not really good. And then I buy another brand, not Kellogg's, I can tell you that much, because Kellogg's is way over on all of them. But I have another brand called Garant or something like that. And it is just the right amount and it's super good. But cornflakes is rather boring anyway. But the salt thing, I should probably go and, well, this is a good consumer information for you all out there. We are now warning you for the salt. At
Yeah,
least we are warning me for the salt.
and I generally feel like I don't track, oh, I can only have X amount
Oh, no,
per day.
no.
But when I do the grocery shopping, I do look and I compare stuff that's near each other, and I say, which one has the lowest? Let's go with that one. So
Yeah, it is a bit of a problem. I don't know if you feel the same thing back in your shops, but when I go grocery shopping, I usually make sure that I have time to really check these things, mainly because of the sugar, but now also for the salt. And I'm a very conservative consumer. I buy the same things over and over again. I don't go for new things unless I feel I get a warning flag of sorts. In your case, perhaps you're warning me for sugar in one thing, then I should probably check for that from now on. Yeah, well, why not? I'm open for suggestions. I
yeah,
can always change back.
well,
Well, that was cool. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you don't, you leave a comment, and if you do, you still leave a comment, of course.
and tell us what what is your favorite cereal. I'm
Oh
curious.
yes, of course. Forgot about the poll. We need to do a poll on which one is the. Oh, then which is mine? Well, probably Frosted Flakes if I have to work hard enough, because I really loved those ones back in the
Nice.
day. Yeah.
Okay.
So see you again soon.
Bye bye.